Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The Congress and BJP are rivals in Assam. They are poles apart from each other in terms of what their trajectories in the recent past have been, in terms of their campaigns, and of course in terms of their ideologies. However, they ironically share one common dilemma: whether or not to project a chief ministerial face in the upcoming elections. We know Assam is due to vote towards the end of the month in a three-phased election, and yet both the parties so far have not announced a CM face. The big question is whether the Congress should just announce Gaurav Gogoi to be the CM candidate, who at this point seems to be the most prolific campaigner and of course the most known face from the party nationally. The BJP big question is, should it take the plunge and finally name Himanta Biswa Sarma as its CM face? There are no easy answers for both parties, and I'll tell you why that is so. But for now, the irony is that both find themselves in the same boat. Now, as far as the Congress is concerned, it has been a tough few years for the party in Assam, which in fact has become worse since the passing away of stalwart Tarun Gogoi recently. Tarun Gogoi, of course, we know led the party in 3 consecutive terms till the BJP stormed to power in 2016. And since his death, the party has not been able to fill the void. There are very few leaders. In fact, it's not as if the Congress is spoiled for choice in Assam at all. If you look at the leaders, Gaurav Gogoi, who we know is Tarun Gogoi's son and is MP from Kolyabor, is too raw to handle an entire state, does not have the experience to handle the party in the state, and has not been taken very seriously by the electorate even in Assam so far. The other leaders, whether it's senior leader like Ripun Bora, Debabrata Saikia, Pradyut Bodoloi, none of them carry the kind of heft to lead the party in an election. They don't have the kind of statewide mass appeal to lead the party into an election. That is the big problem for the Congress. Sushmita Deb, the feisty young leader from Barak Valley, she could not win her own election, and she's caught in this confused Congress approach to in terms of its Brahmaputra Valley versus Barak Valley campaign. Of course, recently the rumors of her quitting may have just been rumors, but as they say, there is no smoke without fire. However, recently in the past few weeks, we've seen that Gaurav Gogoi appears more focused, appears more on the ground, and appears more clear in terms of how he wants to lead the Congress campaign. With the Ahom Basao Ahok campaign that the Congress has launched, Gaurav seems like he's got a grip of the situation, but is that enough to declare him as the CM face? That is a big question for the party, and it seems not. I remember when I travelled to Kolyabor ahead of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, I did not find voters even in his constituency showering praises on him. He of course managed to win the election, I think largely thanks to demographic advantage in Kolyabor. But the big question about whether Gaurav can lead the party remains, and in fact the problem is that if you declare him as the CM face, it would lead to a lot of infighting, a lot of factionalism within the party, because as I said, he doesn't have the heft, he doesn't have the kind of grip over the organization to be able to gain acceptability across the party, and this infighting is something that the Congress would like to avoid when the polls are at its doorstep. But what the Congress can find solace in is the fact that the BJP finds itself in the same dilemma. Look at the BJP situation. Given the fact that it has Sarbananda Sonowal already as sitting CM, the decision should have been easy. The BJP has indicated that it will not fight this election with a CM face, but isn't that odd for a party which doesn't quite do that when it already has a sitting CM? Look at the recent state elections: Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Haryana, all states where it had sitting CMs, even at the risk of anti-incumbency. Even say in a state like Rajasthan, where they knew that the CM was becoming unpopular, they still went ahead in these elections with the sitting CM as the clear face of the party. Why is it different in Assam? There is a reason why it's different in Assam, and that betrays the confusion and predicament that the party is perhaps facing. Himanta Biswa Sarma is undoubtedly the party's biggest asset, not just in Assam, but in the entire Northeast. In fact, when he jumped ship from the Congress to the BJP in 2015, it was a huge blow to the Congress. He was the second tallest leader of the party after Tarun Gogoi, and that is what has actually created a leadership vacuum in the Congress. But has moved the asset towards the BJP. He is the chief strategist of the party in the region. He is the main troubleshooter of the party in the state and in the region. And it's very evident who in the last 5 years has been sidelined, and that would be Sarbananda Sonowal. Whether it's in terms of governance, whether it's in terms of managing crises like the anti-CAA protests or the COVID crisis, it has been Himanta Biswa Sarma who has been dominant. Interestingly, in the candidate selection, in the ticket distribution as well, it is Himanta Biswa Sarma who's had an upper hand, who's got his way. He so far was content being a minister, senior minister in the cabinet. Mind you, he still didn't have the home portfolio. But given what he brings to the table for the BJP, he's unlikely to be content doing that over the next 5 years. Now, there was talk of him moving to the centre. In fact, sources ahead of the 2019 elections in the BJP had said how he'd expressed his keenness, his willingness to come to the centre and to contest the Lok Sabha elections. But Prime Minister Modi himself reiterated the importance of the leader remaining in Assam and in the northeast, and that journey sort of was cut short, the journey towards the centre. Even now, there were murmurs of him not contesting this election, which made many believe that perhaps he would be brought to the centre, and Sarbananda Sonowal, if the BJP wins, will continue as chief minister. But with Himanta Biswa Sarma contesting the elections, his name is in the candidate list, there seems to be confusion about the path ahead. As I mentioned, the strange part is that both the Congress and the BJP, who are running a bitter campaign against each other, are facing the same dilemma. Now, this is a very important election for both, and I've written in the past why I believe West Bengal is not as important an election for these parties, particularly for the BJP, as the Assam polls are. For the Congress, it's important to put up a formidable performance if it does not want to be wiped out from the political map of Assam. For the BJP, it's important to win again because it needs to prove that it has a grip over the northeast, that it wasn't a fluke, that the party is there to stay in the region, and which is why winning Assam sends out a message not just in Assam but to the entire northeast and to all the new territories that the BJP manages to conquer. So it's really a very, very crucial battle for them. And yet, both seem to be surrounded by the same confusion of whether or not to project a CM face. Well, unfortunately for both of them, it does not seem like this is going to get any easier, even if one of them or whoever wins the election. Because for both the Congress and the BJP, this issue will remain sticky even after a win. For more, you can log on to our website, theprint.in, to read my column, Politics.